the Brickyard 400.
Here come the leaders diving into turn number 1. Kyle Busch is away with the lead. Kevin Harvick will grab second. The first battle up for grabs is for third. Logano for a moment looked low on Kurt Busch. He'll back away. That's Logano in the 22. Running in the 4th spot right now. Everybody clears turn 2 cleanly, and everybody is in hot pursuit of Kyle Busch, who's gotten away to about a 4-car length lead.
Very interesting race. No practice whatsoever. They have no idea how the cars are going to drive, so I think you'll see a little bit of patience right now. 10 laps until the competition caution. That's an early competition caution, but excessive tire wear here. You see Brad Keselowski going after his teammate off turn 4.
Teammates door to door as they come out of turn number 4. Brad Keselowski in the 2, blocking as he goes to the inside, trying to hold off the 14 of Clint Bowyer. Then the 22 of Joey Logano on the outside. Doesn't normally work side by side when they enter turn 1 wide open, so Joey Logano gets the advantage over his teammate.
You can see on the top of your screen, coming to 2 to go at the end of this stage. So, every position, every point matters. We see people, make the playoffs, not make the playoffs, advance in the playoffs by only 1 point. So, everything matters right now.
And Jeff, why are we all surprised that Clint Bowyer's up front? Because he admits Indianapolis is not his best racetrack. And he's got a lot to fight for here, though. He has 2 wins so far this year, but he has yet to win a stage. 2 laps to go. Bowyer would love to finish it off. Way back in the pack in 23rd is Joey Logano. We talked about no practice for these teams. Joey Logano and his team actually changed a left front shock on pit road. That's no practice coming into Indianapolis, but Bowyer doing a fantastic job here, leading out front right now with 2 to go.
You see right here, Clint Bowyer just driving away from Kurt Busch, trying to get that first stage win of the year.
Had lunch with Clint Bowyer yesterday after the race was rained out, and Clint Bowyer said while we're having lunch, this is a place where I don't feel I run very well. It's a racetrack that I don't look forward to coming to. Even though it's Indianapolis, it's not a place that I feel comfortable on.
Bowyer's comfortable right now, at least from where we're observing. Low on the racetrack in 2, exactly where you want to be. He's got speed in the car, Dale, and he's keeping his teammate at arm's length.
Yes, they keep your eye on Clint Bowyer, but he's not really driving away from his teammate Kurt Busch. And behind them, Denny Hamlin is closed into that threesome. And it's pretty interesting to see these guys, how they're working these lines. Even though it's a one-groove track, there are things they're doing on entry and exit to make gains.
Yeah, see Kyle Busch way in the back of this line. He made an instant move off of 3 to try to get a run on Larson. Not going to happen. Clint Bowyer's going to win this stage.
Clint Bowyer is going to win stage number 1. It'll be a 1-2 finish for Stewart-Haas Racing. Tony Stewart's grandfather was a mobile oil delivery man in Indianapolis when Tony was a child. And he's got to feel pretty proud of seeing the Mobile 114 make its way to the number 1 spot at the end of stage 1.
Clint Bowyer now running in the 8th position.
Yeah, that 14's been fast all day long as he moves through the field. Seeing Joey Logano struggling a little bit through turn 2. Back here, look at this pack of cars down into turn 3. 19. And look, we got a crash. The 43's in the wall in turn 3 here. Spinning down in front of cars. Oh, contact. 51 couldn't get slowed down enough. Cloud, I believe.
So Bubba Wallace in the 43 initiates this, and then the 51 slides into him of David Starr.
Watching this coming down into turn 3, Bubba got loose, got turned by someone coming down and got through the grass. Did not contact the outside wall as far as I can tell, but the contact with the 51 is going to end both their days. Let's take a look here.
And guys, I just got word that Bubba Wallace came across radio and said his brakes went out, Junior.
Okay. Yeah, so he tried to straighten up the entry. I mean, that's the same thing that happened to him at Pocono. And so you know, your instincts are to aim left and try to, go through the grass and slow the car down some way, somehow. And he did a great job staying out of the wall with the issue he had, but without brakes, he can't stop the car as he's rolling down in front of oncoming traffic. Typically, he would have been on the brakes and be able to stop the car and stop that accident there from happening.
Clint Boyer doing everything he can, Steve, to make it to the end of this stage. He is literally shutting the car off at the flag stand and coasting through 1 and 2. They need this playoff point to win the stage. They got their first stage win earlier today. Take a listen to the transmission on the radio a moment ago.
We're going to pit. We got a pit 3 to go. With the way we've been saving, it looks like we can make it right to lap 100, but we might run out after that, which would cause us to serve a penalty, or go a lap down.
What a gamble for the 14 team, Steve. They want this playoff point pretty bad. Is it worth the risk?
Well, you have to decide if you can win the race. I mean, if they can't win the race and the playoff point's all that matters, I think they still can win the race. So, to be quite honest, I'm pretty thankful I'm up here. There's way less pressure up here, Dave. I get to just talk about these pit calls.
We'll talk about pit road now for Eric Almirola. On pit road for service, it'll be tires and fuel to get him to the next stop. This will not be the last stop. Couldn't make it to the end of the stage, or did strategy here.
Rick, I like the gamble. I think the 14 should go with it. I don't have the fuel numbers, but talk about momentum. If they could win this stage, take this playoff point, they're going to be looking good. I like the gamble. They've done their work in the regular season. They've already won a couple races.
So right now they're at 43 laps, now 44 laps that they have gone. But remember, some caution laps in there.
Yeah, and the concern is Denny Hamlin behind him, Bagman. The question is, if you can't hold off Denny Hamlin and save gas, go ahead and pit. There's no reason to do both. And you see that 11 right here, he's finally had enough of Ryan Blaney, forces his way through, and as they go down the backstretch on the bottom right of your screen, you're going to see that he's continuing to close on the leader as they get in front of turn 3. Marty.
And what's going to make it worse, all these cars behind Clint Boyer are going to come to pit road now. Denny Hamlin among them. Also Ryan Blaney going to come to pit road. And Boyer now making the decision. They're coming to pit road. Brett Griffin, the spotter, calls him to pit road. So Boyer going to give up that playoff point, come to pit road here along with Denny Hamlin. Now the reason they're doing this before the end of stage 3, that sets them up so that they can then at the end of stage 3 stay out or take fuel only. So this puts these teams in a very good position for track position later in the race. Boyer saying his car a little bit too free on that run, but very happy with it. Denny Hamlin, you're riding him on board with him. He said the same thing. Very happy with the car. I don't want any changes. And Ryan Blaney, you saw Denny Hamlin kind of nudge him out of the way. He said his car a little bit too tight. All of these guys making a move now to come to pit road before the end of stage 2 to set themselves up for stage 3.
They don't want to make a mistake on pit road like the 10 did. Eric Almirola speeding on pit road. Jeff.
Yeah, a big factor in all this, too, was Matt Kenseth. Matt Kenseth was running third. He pitted on lap 68. He didn't have to save fuel. He was going to be pushing these guys so hard, they were going to have to run wide open to win the stage. So Matt Kenseth influenced these guys having to pit.
And Jeff, actually, Matt came across the radio when he saw those two pit and said maybe we should have pitted there because they're going to obviously give up the track position when they have to pit here under caution, even when they win this stage.
And I think it's going to be really close if the 18 made it before they closed pit road, because they closed it with 2 laps to go, and it looked as though Kenseth made it to the start-finish line before the 18 got to the commitment line.
Yeah.
Marty.
And they're talking about that on the 18 radio right now, but Kyle Busch coming down pit road. They're going to finish servicing the car here for the 18. Did a great job of taking care of it, kind of coming up through the field, was able to pass a number of cars, but you're going to see a wedge adjustment there on the left side to get the car to handle a little bit earlier, and the ruling coming down now. Yes, the 18 team pitted too soon, guys. You said it, Rick. Can't afford a mistake under green flag stop like that.
Well, I don't even, it was just a gutsy call to see if they could beat the leader of pit road. I actually thought the 6 of Matt Kenseth, who lets Ricky Stenhouse go, that'll put Stenhouse back on the lead lap. I thought the 6 would come to pit road as well. Perhaps Adam Stevens did as well, but it was a blink of an eye. From up here, I couldn't tell. I have a good vision of start, finish, and pit in, and I couldn't tell who got where first, but you see it at the top of your screen. NASCAR knows. They said the 18 hit the commitment line after Matt Kenseth hit the start-finish line. That closed pit road before the end of the stage.
And Matt Kenseth, now with almost a 4-second lead over Chase Elliott, is going to get the stage win. Matt Kenseth coming in for Roush Fenway Racing to try to improve the overall competition, and I would say that this is a big improvement because Matt Kenseth will win stage 2 at Indy.
Yeah, Clint's got the best car. I just don't know he has enough time. I'm with you, Steve. That 2-car Keselowski, they were really wanting a caution right there. You give him a caution with those 2 tires, he's going to be hard to beat.
I'm thinking he's going to catch the 14 even without
That's
a
a
caution.
crash into short chute of turn 3 and 4.
Big crash there.
There's the caution.
Caution comes out. Landon Castle involved.
Heavy damage on the 00 of Landon Castle.
So he was running 28th. Also, that's the 96 of Jeffrey Earnhardt.
I saw this accident happen right in front of me. Jeffrey Earnhardt on the inside of Landon Castle gets loose in the middle of turn 3, corrects the car up into Landon Castle. Both guys into the outside wall hard.
And a ton of damage to the right front. Actually now flames underneath the hood of the 00 of Landon Castle. Jeffrey Earnhardt about to climb out of the 96. And it now becomes a shootout. Are Denny Hamlin and Clint Boyer sitting ducks?
Well, that last lap, Rick, the 2 of Brad Keselowski was 0.7 of a second faster than the leaders. Will this caution let the leaders cool their tires?
Here's a replay of the crash. Jeffrey Earnhardt. You see Jeffrey get loose. It's just side by side through the corner is tough here, and it takes the side force off of the inside car. And if you're in that car, you have to be ready and know that and try to anticipate it. Hard to do, though.
And what a huge impact for both of those cars. You see the 00 Landon Castle kind of got squeezed into the wall, and both of those guys hit really hard.
We've already seen Jeffrey Earnhardt climb out of the 96.
Look at this right here. It just squeezes Castle. That is a major impact for both drivers.
3 laps of racing to go to determine the Brickyard 400 winner. Back up through the gears they go. Spinning the tires. The 14 of Clint Boyer. That allows the 2 of Keselowski to stay right on the back bumper of the 11 of Denny Hamlin. Hamlin leads. Keselowski runs second. Fresher tires on the 2 as he wiggles.
And here comes Keselowski rumbling out of the pocket, and he's trying to shut down the distance between himself and Denny Hamlin. Right now, put it at 4 car lengths on the back straightaway.
Clear sailing for Denny Hamlin. I don't know. Brad Keselowski with those new tires is going to have to work hard these last few corners. Coming down into turn 3, let's see. He dives down in there trying to close the gap just a little bit, but you see it right there. Denny Hamlin holding his own.
Keselowski's going to have to carry enough speed in turn 3 just to stay even, trying to beat him off before. You see him gain some ground coming to you, Rick.
So much success for Penske in the Indy car, but never in the stock car have they won the Brickyard 400. Well, the gap is closed now as they dive into turn number 1. Here comes Keselowski. Right on the back bumper of the 11 of Denny Hamlin. Less than 2 laps to go.
Keselowski is there. The question is, where can he make the move? He is the closest he's been. Hamlin slides up. Keselowski to the bottom of the racetrack. Side by side for the lead here in Indy.
They touch down the back straightaway, side drafting. Denny Hamlin back to the quarter pound of 2. What's going to happen down here in turn 3? Denny Hamlin with the position, dives down in the corner, but Brad is still there. Oh my gosh, this is amazing. Brad Keselowski, they touch again.
Watch Eric Jones coming off turn 4. These guys are going to get slow side by side. Keselowski with the spot. But can Eric Jones get a run and get by Hamlin on the front straightaway?
Brad Keselowski takes the lead. 1 lap to go, presented by Credit One Bank. Eric Jones up to second. Keselowski, Jones 1 and 2. Hamlin falls back to 3rd.
Holy cow, what a great last handful of laps we've had in Indianapolis. It's about to be the captain and Keselowski getting ready to drive into victory lane at the Brickyard. Keselowski is gone off 2.
Roger Penske has never won the Brickyard 400. 2 more corners, and Brad Keselowski is going to bring that gift to the boss man. Here he comes down in turn 3. A big lead on Eric Jones, who is a surprise second-place finish.
And not only a Brickyard 400 win, but think about the 2 car. They were pretty much unheard of in the regular season. 2 wins in a row now coming to the playoffs.
2 crown jewels. Last week it was the Southern 500. This week the Brickyard 400 for Keselowski.
Hell yeah, 2 marquees in a row. Are you kidding me?
Brad, it sounded like there was some emotion in there. I've got to know those final few laps with Denny Hamlin. That was an outright duel.
It was. You know, I got to give credit where credit's due. My crew chief, Paul Wolf, he made a heck of a call to pit there. We pitted kind of late in the stage, or late in that run, and the yellow came out. We had new tires. We started 8th, and it was kind of like he gave me the ball. You know how that goes, Marty. He gave me the ball, and I had to make a play. And I'm like, dang, this is going to be tough. But, you know, we weren't a dominant car by any means, but Paul and everybody executed a incredible race, and I just had to do my job. And here we are in victory lane at the Brickyard. I wish RP was here. I know he's watching at home, and oh, what a day.